Why did you go ahead and sign Wentz earlier than a lot of folks expected, Howie?
Well, we think that it was inevitable that we were going to sign Carson to a contract extension. It was something that we wanted to do. We know how talented he is. We know how he fits on and off the field for us. So the sooner we were able to commit to it, the better chance we had of keeping the rest of the team together and being able to take some of those cap charges in the years that he had left on his rookie deal, and hopefully, as we move forward here, being able to surround him with a bunch of good players and make another run at a championship.
And in terms of signing him when you did you take into account or factor that other quarterbacks, obviously one in your division with Dak in Dallas and the guy who was drafted directly in front of him in Los Angeles and Goff, that if you get in right now that you might get a better price for your player, Howie?
Well, the great part about doing deals early is there's risk on both sides. And so those are usually the best opportunities to find win-win situations. We understood that when you're talking about the kind of money that we committed to this player, that there's no discount. It's full price. And at the same time, we were excited about being able to do that, lock it in, and figure out going forward the best way to surround him. But certainly you look at all the circumstances around, and the history of the league, it's no secret, says that as you move forward and the cap moves forward, prices go up.
And then we see the number, what the contract is, and a lot of fans see that and think that you are now going to be a bit hamstrung, and as you pointed out, to surround Carson with guys and re-sign guys that you've already surrounded Carson with because of how much he costs. How would you respond to that, Howie?
The thing we have to do is we got to continue to get more draft picks. The last couple of years, based on some of the trades that we made, and certainly wouldn't change those circumstances to give us the best chance to compete and win, we traded some draft picks. And going forward, we know we need more draft picks. We got to hit on those draft picks at a higher percentage. Now, the draft, it's a crapshoot. As you go through the draft, even when you're in the first round, your percentage rate's not like, you're in the first round, you got an 80% hit rate. Especially, hopefully, you're picking in the bottom third of the round. But the more opportunities you get, the more shots you get at that lottery, the better chance you get. So that's on us. That's on me to make sure that we continue to get more picks. And with some of the free agent losses that we had this year, we already know that next year in the draft we'll have more picks. And hopefully I can have the patience to not trade those picks for players like maybe we've done in the past.
Right. And obviously part of the
reason. Keep me off the phone. Keep me off the phone.
Well, I guess that's what I'm doing right now, keeping you on the phone with me.
Great. I'll talk to you instead of the 31 other GMs in the league.
See, this is a win-win for you and for me then, Howie. See, we're...
I know. I like the action, though, Rick. Yeah. I do like the action. No doubt about it.
I bet you do. That's part of the reason why you do what you do. But so the interesting part about a draft pick, obviously, is the player is cost-effective compared to what else you're talking about. But eventually, though, if you do hit on them, you do have to pay them. So how does it work, the cap hit for Carson, that makes this a win for you and the Philadelphia Eagles in that regard, Howie Roseman?
Well, if you wait 2 more years or you sign a player at the end of his deal, you're not able to prorate some of that charge over a longer period of time. But this has really been our philosophy going back since I've been in Philly, is to try to sign guys, target guys, identify guys. The difference between having guys on your own team and signing guys in free agency is you've lived with them. And so, it's like before you get married, you're ready to live with them. You already know their good and bad habits. And so you know what you're buying. And for us, that we should be able to know our own team the best. And so we're going to continue to try to identify those guys, sign them early. I mean, that's going to be really the crux of how we do things here. And if you go and look back in 2016, the first thing we did before we made the Carson trade, before we got into free agency, is we signed a bunch of our guys to extensions. And we want people here on and off the field to know that if they do the right thing, they do a good job, there's no reason to leave.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.